Hi, this is MrByZ, and today I'm going to take a look at a couple of Toys R Us exclusive Black Series items. The first came out, I believe, last month with the Admiral Ackbar and First Order Officer figures from Toys R Us, and most recently the Crait Ray, which is a Ray figure. Looks a little differently from the previous Ray that has a Crait display stand, kind of like the Kmart exclusives we gotten for the last couple of years. And that's just hit for $35 at Toys R Us. So let's go ahead and take a look at both of those. So we have these two sets, like I said, the Admiral Ackbar First Order Officer and the Crait Ray. Is that what they go? Ray, Jedi Training, and Crait. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to read a different language there for a minute. Both these from Toys R Us. The Ray just coming out this last week. I'm going to start with the older Ackbar and First Order Officer. Start with Ackbar here, which is a fantastic sculpt on that head. Let's get in on the head a little bit there. Kind of surprising. This is our first Ackbar in the 6-inch. You'd think we'd have a Return of the Jedi one by this time. The box doesn't state anything that's specific for Last Jedi. It seems to be kind of generic for Last Jedi or Force Awakens. So great that we have Ackbar. He has a blaster here. Looks slightly modified from the Rebel blaster from the original trilogy. Instead of a staff, too, which is kind of funny. Nice little details on his wrists and forearms there. Kind of the generic officer's uniform that we've had for these new movies. Not too exciting. His jaw is articulated, though. Yes. Let me see if I can get it to do it. There we go. See? You have to usually pull his head back a little bit, but his jaw will work up and down on that. So, kind of nice. They carried that over from what we've seen in the 3 3/4 inch figures to get that in the 6-inch variety. Great head sculpt. Glad we got Ackbar. I like Ackbar. It's good to have him here. Then we have the First Order Officer, and this is, I don't know. I think his face looks like he's a white Kermit. For some reason, he reminds me of Kermit. He doesn't look to have any hair. He looks bald. His cap does not come off. He's very plain, I guess I'd say. Nothing too exciting about him. His body looks to be exactly the same as the Finn body here. Finn's hat, I think, looks a little bit better. Well, a lot better, let's say that. But the everything else, it looks like the same sculpt for the rest of the figure, just a different head, so they're reusing that. Nice to see that we're getting the kind of generic officer here. Again, this is a figure we have not gotten in 3 3/4 inch, so it's a 6-inch figure that's out there, not represented in the smaller scale. On that, it's not really that exciting. Probably would have been more exciting if I'd opened him before I opened Finn, but you know, hey. I think the Ackbar is definitely the get out of this. Far worth it for him. At $40, I don't know, I got a deal where I bought both of these sets for whatever they were, and I got $10 off, so that was kind of nice. There's a buy one, get one free for Force Awakens 6-inch figures. If you can finagle your Toys R Us to work that, you can see, I think these are Force Awakens figures, but however you want to put that, I don't know. The Ackbar, like I said, is very worth it. I don't think the First Order Officer is really worth it. Next, we'll look at this Ray exclusive. I always like these boxes on some of these. Nothing too spectacular here. We actually see the actual figure on the back, which is nice. It has a flap to open. This is actually what I went looking for when I went to Toys R Us. I ended up getting the other set, hoping that buy one, get one free offer would work. But we see she comes with a base in there, the figure, gun, lightsaber, both the hilt and a lit one, and her staff. Now, as you can see, she has some soft goods in there. So let's go ahead and pull this out and take a look at it. So here we have the Ray. I want to take a close look at the face. It looks very good. It's a great sculpt. The paint job looks really good. With the extra makeup, I'm wondering, it's hard to tell if this is the new digital. I'm going to say no. I don't think it's quite as good. She does have this cut on her arm that we had previously seen and speculated about on the San Diego pack and then later released. Something else I noticed is her sashes, or whatever you want to call them. Maybe that's why they're cloth on this, is this one goes all the way around, whereas the other one is actually separated, which also happens to be the same side as her slash. So maybe this is something that happens in the movie. But she has, the sashes are cloth, and then another garment underneath it is cloth that's just molded on the top, kind of a cloth skirt there. Very nice looking figure. I kind of like this cloth look. It seems to have done very well. It doesn't look like it's going to be big and bulky and stand out a lot. Now, her accessories, she comes with this blaster that Han Solo gave her, but it's metal. I dropped it just like that when I pulled it out and noticed that it was metal, as is the lightsaber hilt here is also metal. So we're getting a couple metal accessories, which is a really cool thing. The lit lightsaber is plastic, just like normal, as is the staff here. But she also comes with this base, which is a 2-piece base. This reminds me a lot of the centerpiece things, only there's no lights and sound. I guess just lights. The centerpieces just have lights. Which makes me wonder, would you rather have the centerpieces stuff without lights, but for $15 cheaper? I'm kind of thinking I would. I like the diorama pieces like this, like we've gotten with like the throne and that. But the lights, is $15 worth it for all that? I don't know. So I'm going to put this together and kind of get her in a pose, and we'll check it out. So just for a quick pose, I kind of put her here. I wedged her foot in between the two pieces to go together, just to make sure. Because the foot peg didn't seem to stand up too well. But very nice figure. The other thing I thought about with the centerpieces and this has a fully posable 6-inch figure, whereas the centerpiece, it's not a fully posable figure. So this is kind of a nice addition here too. And of course take her off on the separate piece. Very nice. I would recommend this. I don't know if I'd recommend the Ackbar set so much at full price. If you can find the Ackbar set for a decent or lower price, absolutely, because the Ackbar is fantastic. This one at $35 with the base and everything, I think it's worth it. If you go, plus you get those metal accessories. And I think I've heard on the Kylo Ren that comes with the throne room stuff that his helmet, I believe, is metal. So that'll be interesting to see as well as those come out. And maybe the Luke Skywalker will have something metal in it as well. His hand, that'd be really cool, wouldn't it? So that is a look at the Toys R Us exclusive Black Series figures we've gotten very recently. And, well, I guess this set came out almost right after Force Friday. So that is a look at the Toys R Us exclusives for Black Series, it seems so far, for The Last Jedi. I don't know if there's any more really coming. I know there's a couple more coming for Walmart and Target with the Luke and the Kylo Ren with Throne coming up. But a couple nice figures. That Rey is pretty nice. I kind of like the stand. I almost like the soft goods with the outfit there. This will probably be my last review for a little bit. I know I've said that before, but I am in the process of moving. We're supposed to close on our house at the end of the month, and in that time then I will start to get things packed. Everything's mostly packed up already, but getting things packed up and moved and set up in my new collection room that I'm going to have, and which will be nice so I can start setting everything out. You get to see a little bit of my collection, other than the pictures you've seen from about 4 years ago on Jedi Business, I think it is, and I can do a lot more reviews and a lot more comparisons. I've really missed the last couple months. In some of these items, I haven't been able to compare as much as I wanted to because I didn't have access to everything because it was all packed up. And for everybody who has asked, my son is doing very well. He's adapting somewhat to living at home, but his mom and I are very happy to have him here. And we'll see if he grows up Star Wars as well. So thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you would, and I love to hear your comments. Thank you so much.